Greetings everyone. Welcome to my day 2 of my 11 days Shamanism and Meditation challenge. So today we're going to carry on with the practice that we started yesterday, and I'm going to do a little bit more chanting and a little bit more meditation with you, and I'm going to keep the focus of setting our intentions to send the light to people who have been suffering from this COVID pandemic and lighting the candle of our own hearts. Okay, so let's start. So welcome all of you, and once you've signed in, if you can just put a little emoji or some kind of like or heart, just so I can feel you, and if you can just say where you are signing in from, that'd be great. So here we go. Just going to adjust my camera. So as I light this altar, I call on all of you to light a candle wherever you are. And if it's not possible, then just focus on my altar. Ndiyabulela manyange, ndiyabulela Thixo wam, ndiyabulela abazali bam, ndiyabulela abantu abadala, uvulelele Thixo wam, uvulelele abazali bam, silicamaku, Nkosi kakhulu, ndingucingo, ucingo lendaba, ntomhlobo kentyamba, hijok, iluyenkwe, gogomoya, John Keith Kelly Lockley, ndiyanqula manyange, ndinqula izinyanya zam, ndinceda abantu kuhamba phambili, ndinceda abantu kuthandaza. Siyabulela, Nkosi kakhulu, camaku. Siyanqula, ama-Lockley, ama-Kelly, ama-Mbwevu, ama-Sugwini, silicamaku, Nkosi kakhulu, siyabulela, camaku, masihambe, masithandaza, camaku. So I'm just calling on the ancestors and calling on the spirit of humanity and the great spirit to help us to rise up, ukuhamba phambili, to move forward with our practice in a good way. So as I'm tuning into the altar, I call on all of you to tune into the altar of your own hearts wherever you are. So sitting up straight, feeling your breath, feeling the stillness inside of you. And if you can't feel your heartbeat, then just put your hand on your heart, or put your fingers together, just touching and dropping into your breath. Breathing in and out, feeling your breath. And with this practice, it's a good idea to just drop into the spaces between each heartbeat. Drop into the space between each heartbeat. And in your mind's eye, I welcome you to, or I invite you to just turn to the left and welcome in your mother's people, the ancestors down your mother's side. And do that with grace and dignity, welcoming in your mother's people, saying the names of your mother's people going back in time, welcoming them. And then in your mind's eye, turning to the right and welcoming in your father's people, your father's ancestors, saying their names and welcoming them in with grace and dignity. And then coming into central position and welcoming in any adopted ancestors that you have, adopted teachers, lineages, whether they're Buddhist or yogic, any adopted lineage, welcoming them in. Giving thanks for the teachings that you've received, giving thanks to your ancestors for the gift of life. And now, in your mind's eye, looking upwards and welcoming in the Great Spirit. isiXhosa, uNkulunkulu, Amata. Have a sense of looking upwards and welcoming in the Great Dreamer. The mystery of mysteries, as they say, in all different cultures. The mysteries of mysteries. So that sense of looking upwards and welcoming in the Great Spirit. And then breathing into your heart space and feeling your heartbeat. Breathing the essence of these prayers into the crucible of your own heart, into the practice, into the alchemy of the engine of your own heart. And then see how you're feeling there. Having your fingers touching lightly, feeling the pulse of your own heartbeat. Breathing in there. And why we're doing that is to ignite the heart, ignite the flame and candle of the heart. And when you're practicing, just remember to practice with passion and with devotion. Otherwise, go and do something you love, like play golf or go for a swim. When you're praying, pray with passion. So, you've turned to the left, welcoming your mother's people. You've turned to the right, you've welcomed your father's people. You've come to the center, you've welcomed in any adopted lineages. And then you've looked up and you welcomed in the Great Spirit. And you say, Vulindlela, please open the road, Great One, so that I can realize my calling, so that I can realize my destiny in this world and the next. Now be aware that when you're saying, Vulindlela, please open the road, you are saying, help me to realize my spiritual calling. But you need to be aware that when you do that, the first thing the Great Ones might do is show you the obstacles in your life. So don't be afraid of emotional turmoil. Don't be afraid of discomfort. The spiritual path is about becoming a warrior. So face your inner fears, face your shadow like a warrior going to war. Face your own darkness, your own fears, and don't be afraid of it. So when you say, isiXhosa, Amata, Great One, Vulindlela manyange, Vulindlela isiXhosa, we are saying, open the road, Great Ones. When we're saying that, we're adopting the energy of a warrior. And even our posture, sangomas, we come down, but there's a strength in our guts. And we're going, Vulindlela manyange, Vulindlela isiXhosa, Vulindlela banabadala, Vulindlela, siyabulela manyange. We're saying, open the road, Great Ones. I am ready. Open the road. And then we are also aware that the next thing that can come up for us is we are shown in our dreams where our blind spots are, where our pain is, where our own darkness is. And then we work with that with prayers, with plants, and with chanting. So I just need to make this very strong point that when you're asking for your spiritual calling to be revealed, when you're asking for your destiny to be opened, when you're asking for the doorways in your life to open, you need to be aware of possibly and most definitely feeling uncomfortable at some point. So feeling that and feeling the energy of being a warrior. So why do we work with ancestors, and why am I encouraging you to call in your ancestors is because at the moment we are in a serious crossroads in the human race, and in order for us to really start loving one another, we have to start loving where we come from. And war begins not outside but inside. And if we're going to help each other, and we have to help each other right now, we have to make peace with the war inside ourselves, and often that means making peace with our families, making peace with our ancestors, making peace with the way we look and our heritage. So the best way to do that, and in ancient cultures from Africa, we honor our ancestors. Doesn't mean we agree with them, doesn't mean we agree with their behavior, but we honor the essence of their DNA, the essence of that shining energy which they have transmitted to us in the form of being a human being. So when I say honor your ancestors, that's what I mean. Now, in the traditional ways in Southern Africa, with these shamanic teachings, these sangoma teachings, we see our ancestors, our blood and bone people, as being the doorway to the spirit realm. So if you want to connect with nature, if you want to connect to the spirit of the lion, you first have to pay homage to your blood and bone people, to your ancestors. And if you want to realize your calling, and if you want to realize your destiny, or maybe get married or have a family, the first thing we do in traditional Southern Africa is we speak to our forefathers and we say, fathers and mothers, this is my wish, this is my dream, please help me to do this. And then we pay respect to them and maybe make an offering to them and sing some praise to them. So I want you to just feel your blood and bones, and I want you to feel your heartbeat and feel that stillness inside of you while I play my flute. Okay, actually no, while I play my didgeridoo. So here we go. I'm gonna bring my drum in for this. So sitting up straight, feeling your spine, feeling the energy of your spine, feeling that electricity around you. Feel the power and beauty and tenderness of being alive right now. So just feel that. And then we're going to ignite the energy of the spine a little bit more with the didgeridoo and with the drum. Okay, so here we go. So, you ready for it? Here we go, here we go. Let's get some hearts out there. I want to see that you're all there. If you're watching this, just push a little like, push a heart, push something, just so I know you're there, okay? Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, I'm young, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm young, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm young, yeah. Yeah, I'm young, yeah. Yeah, I'm young, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm young, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm young, yeah. Yeah, I'm young, yeah. Breathe into your spine. Breathe the drum into your spine. Feel the passion of being alive right now. Let the drum energize your prayers. Let the drum energize your spine. Let the drum help you to wake up right now. Here we go, here we go. Feel it, here we go. Yeah, I'm young, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm young, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm young, yeah. Yeah, I'm young, yeah. Yeah, I'm young, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm young, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm young, yeah. Yeah, I'm young, yeah. Hey, I was Ali Bam Bam Bam. Hey, I was Ali Bam Bam Bam. Hey, I was Ali Bam. Hey, I was Ali Bam. Hey, Moyo Wambo, you. Hey, Moyo Wambo, you. ignite your spine. So feel the tingle. Feel your heartbeat. Feel your heartbeat. And now honor your ancestors again. Honor your ancestors again. And if you have a problem with your ancestors, don't worry. Welcome to the human race. No one's perfect, and this practice is not about perfection. It's about honoring humanity and honoring the kanya, the shining that we have, that has been given to us. And I always say, if you have a problem with your ancestors, then just imagine them as a 5-month-old baby with the innocence and shining lights of the Great Spirit in their eyes. And that is what they've passed on to you. That's the kanya umtu gabantu. So we say in Xhosa, we say ngumtu gabantu ubuntu. Through people we realize our humanity. And an important part of the chain of people is our own ancestors and our own forefathers. And just singing something to them, remembering them, because as we do that, we develop what's called gravitas. We develop a solidity, we develop roots, and our bones become stronger. And as we do that, then when we pray with more energy. So feeling the buzz in your body from the drum. And now we're directing it to the altar. Directing it to the people who are suffering right now. So wherever you are, just raise your hands up and just let your hands coming from your heart, let it face the altar, sending it to the altar. And if you've got a candle on, just sending it to a candle. If you've got any incense where you are, just light that stick of incense and just send the prayers in that direction. So great ones, we ask for harmony, we ask for peace, and we ask for healing for all those who are suffering right now. And we ask that we can come together as a human circle, irrespective of language and culture, that we can remember our connection of blood and bone between one another. And as I do that, I just make an offering of a bit of tobacco. There we go. So for those of you who don't know me, I should have introduced myself in the beginning. My name is John Lockley, and I'm a traditionally trained sangoma or African shaman from the Xhosa nation, Xhosa tribe, and also from the Swazi tribe in South Africa. I'm also a Zen student, and I've been a practicing Zen student for over 30 years. I started my Zen training when I was 18, when I was in the South African Army. And at that time, South Africa was in a state of civil war. South Africa was literally at war with itself. And it was a very painful time. And that's what gave me the energy to practice, because I was looking for answers. Why are people so sick? Why are people dying in the hospital where I am? Why is there so much suffering? So those questions propelled me to Zen meditation, to sitting in stillness and asking the question, why do I eat every day? Why is there so much suffering around me? And then I apprenticed under a Zen master in South Korea, and then he trained me. And then I was invited to become a Zen monk. And in that moment, I realized that my calling was to become an African monk and an African dancing monk, which is a sangoma. So I told them, I said, thank you very much, but I feel I need to go back to South Africa, vote for Nelson Mandela, and find a sangoma teacher. So that's what I did. So the focus of my practice in the beginning when I was 18 was, what is suffering and how can I make peace with suffering? Because it was all around me in South Africa. Like I say, it was a country at war with itself, and it was a very painful time in the 80s and 90s. And now we are in a different time, but there's similar themes. And that is the theme of war, but war with a virus and incredible suffering. So we don't understand why people die when they do, and some people are very healthy and they get sick. However, when we can make peace inside our own hearts, when we can feel our own kanya, our own shining, when we can feel the stillness of Mother Nature in our hearts, then we can do something to help another person. So that's what these 11 days are about. It's about you practicing with me practicing with you, and we sharing each other's hearts. So let's see some hearts from all of you, so I know that I'm not just speaking to a screen. Come on, let's wait for some hearts. Come on, let's see those hearts flying. Come on, just a couple of hearts. Just push that heart button, just push it. Yep, there you go, thank you. There we go, some hearts, my heart to your heart. Beautiful, thank you. Push those emojis, push the like button, push the little thing which says hearts. Yes, let's go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Okay, so the flute and the wind instruments are very good to connect with. We say umoya, which means the wind inside of us. And that wind is the wind of our spirit. The drum is very good to connect with the earth, with our bones, with our ancestors. So when we bring these two together, the wind instrument and the drum, it's like fuel for the human spirit. It's fuel. It's like, here we go. Masiambe, masibambile, masiambe, masitandaza. Which is like, let us pray together, let us go. Okay? So let me get my didge out and start again. And I'll start off with my little whistle. And I want this next meditation to be about helping people to connect with the war inside themselves, helping to make peace with the war inside of you. And what is that war? That war is where we dislike ourselves first. And when we dislike ourselves or we cross with ourselves, then we project it onto someone else, and then that's what creates a warfare. So that war inside of us, it starts with us not making peace with our own shadows. And what is the shadow? The shadow might be you don't like certain aspects of yourself, maybe the way you look or the way you sound, or maybe you're overweight or you're too skinny or whatever it is. And that creates various issues. So the first thing we need to do is we need to look very carefully at our own shadows with a sense of humor, like dance with it, play with it. And then sing a song to our shadow. Sing a song to those parts of ourselves which are in the shadow lands, in the wilderness of unknowingness. So in these shadow places where we want to be perfect, but we realize we're not, and then we fight with ourselves, just let go. Just let go. And don't try and strive for perfection, but just accept that being a human being means that you're going to be imperfect. But what you can do is send some love and some good vibration into the shadow lands of those silent, hidden places inside of you. So that's what I'm going to be playing to right now. So if you just want to sit up again, or just feel your heart and just bring to mind any of those wounds inside yourself. There might be the wound of some kind of physical problem you have. Maybe it's a sickness that you have. Maybe it's a wound of some kind of emotional neurosis, or whatever the wound is. Feeling your pain, and don't fight it, just witness it. Just witness it. And offer it in this moment the sweetness of the breath and the sweetness of the whistle and the drum and my didge. Okay, so here we go. We're lighting the hearts and shining of the shadow lands of our spirit, of the shadow spaces, of the wounds inside ourselves. So here we go. I'm going to change it. I'm going to start again. Bring the whistle in a Tibetan bowl, and I think it's a better sound. So here we go. So sending some love and some good vibes to your own hearts, your own wounded hearts. Forgiving yourself for not being perfect, for maybe not having a six-pack, not having the ideal body shape, not being a fashion model, forgiving yourself for not being an ideal human being. And just saying to yourself that you are worthy in this moment, you are worthy, and you're equal to every other human being in the world. Every human being is born equal, and we are born equal to the sparrows, to the birds, to the chipmunks. And I don't think they worry about having a six-pack or not. No. I've never seen a chipmunk who worries about having a six-pack. They worry about nuts. Where they don't get good nuts from chipmunks and squirrels. So breathing in a calming sound of this Tibetan bowl. So observing yourself, observing your own pain, your own wounds, and just light a candle to that. Because once we are called to help one another, but if we are in pain and we're ignoring it, how can we help anyone else? So the first thing we have to do is make peace with the war inside us, ourselves, make peace with our own wounds. Just takes a moment. And then directing our peace to those who are suffering. So I'm going to try my drum and didge once again. It's a different kind of sound. So here we go. directing the sound of the didge to the spine, to wake up the spine, to wake up the spirit. So, feeling your heart right now. How are you feeling right now? So I'll ask you, how are you guys feeling right now, in this moment? How are you feeling? Some nice hearts? Nice? Good? Okay, so just remember, when you're practicing, feel the passion of being alive. Feel your passion. Feel the energy of your spine. And when you're practicing and you're praying, pray with passion. Pray with fire. Pray with devotion. And if you feel you can't do that for any reason, then go and have a cup of tea, go for a walk, go and do something else. But then when you are praying, really give it 100%. 100%. And this is what I've learned from my sangoma friends and colleagues. And I send many blessings to them because they really showed me how to ignite the fire of the human spirit. And this is what I'm transmitting to you. Okay. So we're going to finish up now. And this is day 2, but we've got still quite a few days to go. So I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow at the same time for day 3. Just remember to like my page, and you can share this with friends, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. So we'll just look at bring our awareness to the altar, just to finish up, directing the energy to the altar. And I say to the guardian spirits of around us and with us, I say, Ndawuwe, Shewe, Ndawu, Siyabonga, Ndawu Gogo Kusemini, Ndawuwe, Shewe, Ndawu, Siyabonga, Tobela Morena. So I'm just saying Siyabonga, I give thanks, and I bow down the seat of the Great One, Great Spirit. And we do this with devotion, with reverence. And sending these good prayers and vibes again to all those people who are suffering and who have lost a loved one, and all those people who have passed on. We wish that the ancestors can hold them in the palm of their hands and take them to the place of peace and harmony. Okay. I'll just put a little bit of tobacco on the altar to finish off. So thank you for watching, and for those people who are seeing me on YouTube, just click the subscribe button or follow, and you can look at my website johnlockley.com, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for day 3. Thank you. Thank you.